Welcome back, everybody. This is Zach with New England Sports Talk, and today we are recapping the 2019 draft profile for Romeo Langford out of Indiana. He's a 6'6", 215-pound freshman guard. He's a stud of a prospect, probably going to go late first round, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes early or mid first round as well because of his potential that he has. Let's start off with his strengths as usual. First thing is you're going to notice on his game and in these highlights, he's a really good slasher. He's really good at getting to the hole, driving. He drives strong, and he does it at a really high level as well. That's really going to translate well for him at the next level. Not only that, but he's able to get to the free throw line really effectively as well. Whenever a team is playing a guy, or whenever you're playing basketball, if you can get to the lane, that's great. But if you can get to the lane and draw contact consistently, that's even better. That's going to get him a solid rotation early on, I'd say, with a team. And even if he's trying to build his rotation with a team, the fact that he can get to the free throw line, and he averaged 6 a game in college, by the way, 6.1 free throws a game. The fact that he can do that really is able to slow down the game a little bit for him, really let him mature into his own role and really be effective on the court when he's playing. Now, because of his length that he has, he's able to do that, but also on defense, on rebounding as well too. He's really effective in that area, maybe more so in rebounding. He's a really good rebounding guard for his position, and the majority of that has to do just with length just in general. Another big part of his game is he runs really well in transition, and it's not just him cutting to the, driving hard to the hole or whatever. It's not just cutting to the rim, but it's also sometimes being a ball handler, but also knowing your position on the court, knowing where the defensive strong points are, and being able to avoid that and exploit the weaknesses on the defense. He does that actually pretty well for given the fact that he's a younger guard, he's a freshman guard, and he's not actually a good three-point shooter, and we're going to go over that as well in just a second. So growth areas, again, this is just his growth. Again, not a weakness or anything by any means. These are just areas where he can grow in to his game and really expedite his process in maturing into the next level. First thing is just effort on defense. He's got to show more effort. He's got the skills, he's got the capability, he's got the body style to be a good defender, but he's got to show more effort on defense. He does have some really good defensive plays, and you'll see in these highlights, but it's just a more consistent defensive game from him, and I think that's going to go leaps and bounds for him at the next level. The second thing also, like we just mentioned, is three-point shooting. He shot 27.2% from the three-point range. It's not that good at all. He's got to be able to improve that. That's basically 1 out of 4 threes is going in. You like that to be at a minimum up like 32% at least, maybe even higher than that. Obviously 35% would be good. Obviously 40% would be good, that kind of thing. But if three-point shooting isn't his game right now, he can drift into that. He can morph into that type of game where he's a 3D type player, and you'll see my comparison for him, who I've got him ranked up with, and why that's going to be so vital for his growth. Third thing with his growth area is his decision making, and that's not just the shot selection as well. It does have to do with that, but also it has to do with turnovers as well. He averaged 2 turnovers a game. That's got to come down, and I think it will. But as he gets more comfortable in the league, as he gets more acclimated into the offense that he's running, he's going to get more familiar and more confident in that game, and I think that turnovers a game will come down. Let's talk about his key matchups that he had. First one, this was the biggest matchup that they had all year, was in November 27th against number 3 Duke at that time. He didn't play very well, but I wanted to mention it as well too, because I like to highlight some of the players when they didn't have their best games as well. He put up 13 points, but he went 3 of 15 shooting. Again, that all comes down to execution and having a better shot selection in your arsenal and being able to know and pick your spots really well. He didn't really do that well in that game, and they lost the game. But throughout the season, you actually saw that improve a lot, because in January 3rd and January 11th, he tied his season high that he had in points per game. January 3rd was against Illinois. He put up 28 points on 8 of 14 shooting, shot 9 of 9 from the free throw line, and had 6 rebounds as well. January 11th, he played Maryland, made the same amount of points, 28 points, on 1 less shot, 8 of 13 shooting, had 11 of 15 free throws, and 6 big rebounds as well. So just looking at where he started off this year and where he kind of ended up at, you can see he's got the capability to be able to improve and to be a better shot selector and shot taker. It just kind of depends on him and his effort that he's going to put into it. But he's got the skills. He is trending in the right direction, which I'm really happy about. Also, one thing I wanted to mention as well, he did have 11 games this season scoring 20 or more points. He never had a 30-point game, but that's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal. He had 28 and 28 were the 2 games that he had, January 3rd and January 11th, like I mentioned. But very, very effective, very, very consistent as well, too, on shooting and scoring and that kind of thing. So not bad at all. Let's talk about some of his awards. In 2018 in high school, he won the Indiana Mr. Basketball Award, which is really fun. I like to kind of see that and go over that sometimes and shout that out whenever I see that. He's the best high school basketball player in his state if he wins that award. Then last year, he did finish second team on the All Big Ten team, 2019. So not bad at all. If he made first team, he'd probably be looking at a higher draft stock. But being on the second team is still a really big accomplishment given the people who are actually on that first team, if you guys had noticed. Let's go ahead and put up his 2018-2019 stats now. 16.5 points per game, 5.4 rebounds a game, 2.3 assists per game, and shot basically 45% from the field. Not bad at all. Very effective. He likes to score. He likes to rebound as well too. He gives effort on the rebounding end. So let's see how he can morph into carrying this game that he had and he established for himself in college, moving that over to the NBA. I think it's going to actually be really well for him, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing Romeo Langford in the Summer League this year. I don't know if a lot of you guys watch the Summer League, but I typically do. The Lakers are my team, so I watch a lot of Laker basketball, Laker Summer League, and a lot of times the Summer League is just so fun and intriguing to me to watch because of the fact that there's so many young prospects, and this is the first time we're going to get to see them on the NBA court. Obviously, it's not a full, like a real-time game. It is a Summer League, it's a little tournament, but it's still fun to watch them. So just keep an eye out on that. I might even have some highlights for him, but that's somebody who I want to watch in the Summer League for sure. I've got him marked down. That's somebody I'm going to keep an eye out on some of the games that he plays. Now, my comparison for him, again, he's got to grow in the areas that I just mentioned, his three-point shooting and that kind of thing, but probably one of the best defensive slashing guards that we've had in a long time. Maybe not the most elite, but one of the best ones is Rip Hamilton, if you guys remember him. Fantastic player. He did actually have a pretty good three-point stroke as well at the later end of his career, but he didn't really come into that at all. This is kind of the same feel for Romeo Langford. He can get to that point if he puts in the time, if he puts in the effort, and I think he can. I think he's got the tools to do it. Can he do it though? That's up to him. So as always, guys, that was my review for Romeo Langford 2019 draft profile. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you hit that bell notification as well too. That way you get the first releases, basically notifications of any brand new videos that I put out for you guys. And I've got a lot coming your way. So as always, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.